Alright, so we've got Golden Age of Piracy Part 1 getting cut right now. So this is the November Mega Pack release, and it could be the start of many more Mega Packs released on a monthly basis. If I get at least 30 people to subscribe to the Buccaneers Booty Box, which is going to be the monthly subscription to keep the game in print. So need more reliable demand and revenue to justify continuing this relaunch of Pirates, this massive project I've undertaken since late 2023, basically started going full-time on it. So, alright, so this is a historical Golden Age of Piracy release. So we've got some famous pirates here. On the back of that card is Edward England, so you can see some of this flavor text. I like to really do the crew for tubers as much as possible nowadays to maximize the amount of game pieces you can get in a mega pack. So on 12 cards, you get 6 crew in this one, the most crew I've done so far. 3 full crew cards, all with 2 per card. And then there's 5 different ships, so 4 of them are 2 cards each, and then there's a 1 card ship. So 9 cards worth of ships, 3 cards worth of crew, for a total of 11 game pieces on 12 cards. So all these are based directly on history, down to the armament on the gun decks. So the number of cannons on each ship matches what the historical references say they had as armament. And then of course, the abilities are one of the most fun parts, where I get to choose what abilities they have based on how the ships did in real life, and also, of course, what the crew, what their exploits were, in this case, what their crimes were, basically. So we've got all historical pirates, going away from the AI artwork to just focus on purely historical, especially because there are, sometimes there's not, a lot of times there's not like actual portraits or direct paintings that are in the public domain of some of these historical pirates, but in this case it was really cool because I was able to find, you can easily find the flags that they used. So it's kind of a cool way to identify them. And then in some cases there wasn't much, so there's just kind of alternate artwork from some of the references I saw where, that's one of the ships he was probably on at some point, for example. So anyway, so this is the November Mega Pack release. So this one took a while and got the artwork done, kind of in a little bit of a rush at the end, but I was happy to add some of the flags to some of the pirate flags to the ship artwork as well. So right now it's still cutting out the main outlines, and then eventually, oh, there we go. So right there it transitioned to the slots, and you can see there's some excess styrene in there. In Lightburn I use an offset fill setting to basically have a sub-layer cut that it's going to do later on in this cut in order to burn away that excess styrene. So when it cuts those slots, I think because the lines are so close, it kind of creates like almost like a rolled styrene effect where it doesn't burn away the slots as much as you would want. But then I can do, it doesn't really take too long to add like a sub-layer for that offset fill setting, and then that'll take away the excess. Here you can see on the port quarter of Fancy, that slot got pretty much all the way gone, but then there's still some of that excess, and sometimes it doesn't like separate from the ship completely. So I like to add that sub-layer just for better quality of life for building the ships and whatnot. So La Luis is one of the main ships in this release, and it's an alternate version of the 2-masted brig that I designed. So this one is a little more of a 1700s look and feel, and raised the freeboard and made it, I changed the hull profile too based on some different references I use, art and historical references. So because the ship should look a decent amount different from USS Niagara, which it does. And I made the foremaster, like the first mast, the main mast, is taller than the second one, which is a little bit different than USS Niagara as well. So, oh, there you can see, yep, so that it burned away the excess styrene in the slots with that offset fill. That's what it's doing right now. So that's one of the last cuts it'll do on this cut job. So anyway, feel free to check out my releases for Pirates CSG at pirateswithben.com/store. And thanks for watching.